Wagwan, Wagwan. Welcome to my channel. I am the DIY Yachty. Welcome back if you've been here before. In this video today, I'm working on a 2009 Chevy Trailblazer. The issue with this truck is there's no air coming from the vent, no AC, no heat. So I'm gonna get inside and check to see what's going on here. So a typical problem with these cars is the one of the wires on the blower capacitor burns out, one of the connections really. So you're gonna have to get this lower cover below the glove compartment off in order to access that blower motor resistor. And it's typical with these cars, Chevy trucks. So gonna get these plugs just popped out of here. They're just plugged into this cover, so you just get them just unsnap them and get this cover out of the way. Okay, and it's a 7mm that holds this cover in place. The screws for this cover is a 7. Well, on this car it's a 7mm. Okay, so get that cover out the way, and up on the here towards the back, that's a capacitor there, and we're gonna need to get that capacitor out of there to check it. So it has 2 screws, so we got those unscrewed. Well, that's the capacitor. So we got to get this lead unplugged. That's the new capacitor. So basically you want to unclip this clip here and just pull the plug off. So this, like I said, these cars have this problem typically. So you can see that burn spot right there. All right. So this capacitor basically can still work, you know, if it's that connection is cleaned up, but it will happen again, you know. So you can see the burn on the plug itself also. So this this kit is sold with a replacement connector. So basically you'd have to do is cut the old plug off and connect this plug. Okay, and it comes, you see it comes with connectors. I already went ahead and connected those connectors onto this new plug. All right, but I'm gonna show you how to connect it into this part here. So what you want to do is to make sure, okay, that these wires are lined up the same way. So they're color coded on the old set but not on the replacement set. Alright, so you're gonna have to make sure the plug is turned the same direction and cut wires one at a time. Okay, so you cut first wire. You can start at the right or the left. So, and to do this job, I'm using this little needle nose, but this is the proper tool here. This is a wire stripper and crimper tool. That would be the ideal tool to use for this job. Didn't have that tool with me, so I was making do with what I had. All right, so These are connectors here with a heat shrink. So I'm using a vice grip to collapse the connector. And doing it this way, you have to be careful. I would suggest you use the crimping tool. That would be the safer tool to use. Okay, but I've done this before a few times, so I know how to do it using the vice grip. But I would suggest you get a crimping tool to do this job. All right, so right now I'm just going through and doing all the connections, and then I'm gonna do the shrink the heat wrap around the wires after. So you go one at a time in series to make sure you get all the wires connected to the right corresponding wire. Okay, so now you got everything connected. So now I have to do the heat shrink, which is basically sealing the cover of the connector onto the wire. So I'm using this lighter, and that's what I have on hand. But again, there's a proper tool for this, and all this stuff will be linked in the description box. All the tools I'm showing, the parts I'm using. Okay, so you can use a tool like this, which is a heat gun, or this is a propane heat. Those are the proper tools to use for the heat shrink. Okay, it won't like you see I used the lighter, and it kind of discolors the heat shrink. The heat gun or the propane heat gun won't discolor these heat shrinks like the lighter does. Okay, the lighter works okay, and I'm using the lighter being that this is inside the car. Had this been something outside the car in the like engine compartment, I would have used the heat gun. I'd be more comfortable using the heat gun for that, because it basically, the purpose of that is to prevent moisture from getting in those wires and corroding them. But it's inside the car, so I'm not really worried about that. Okay, what I'm doing here is getting the motor switch disconnected. Getting the new that's the new capacitor, getting that reinstalled. So basically doing the reverse of what I did to remove it from the car. So now this is a plug. You plug that onto the capacitor. Plug to the motor. And then you might want to test it here, but that should take care of your problem. This is DIY Yachty. Hope this video was helpful. Bless up.